gay shit. So.
Oh no, exactly.
I'm surprised somebody didn't say, "Hey man,
yeah.
when I missed that video, hey man, did you guys have a little lovers quarrel?" Yeah. That would have been fucking great. Okay.
Idiots out there. All right.
Because I'm having a tough time with Mr. Neil. Man, I'm over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's so sad. I
What
feel like there was just a death.
You're like
I have
latest
just
stuff just hasn't
I have just
hit you.
It hasn't hit me. There's almost way too much. But I love the archive releases.
Right.
Those shows, the bootlegs, the official bootleg series, the
Right.
shows from '70. Ah man, I love every one of them.
Right. And then he's dropping the unreleased albums, the ones that he recorded that hadn't come out. So you're getting those. And then he's putting out, and he has been very prolific in putting out a new album every
Maybe I'm
couple of years.
overwhelmed. Maybe it's just the new stuff isn't. Maybe it's just the new stuff isn't grabbing me, which makes me over it.
Right.
And then you look at the price.
Yeah. For me at least, and I love Neil Young, and I have enjoyed the last couple releases, Barn, Colorado, stuff like that, but they don't sound like Crazy Horse. They don't have that same feel. So when he calls it that, and this is another Crazy Horse album.
There's that too. The expectancy of that feeling, that sound is...
It's going to be like Crazy Horse, and it's going to hit you like a ton of bricks, and then it
doesn't.
Right.
Which is evolution of a band.
Right.
Cool,
yeah.
I get it.
And I love Nils Lofgren, who's now in playing guitar, but it's gone into that more acoustic side of things than what we know Crazy Horse for. So, I don't know. Definitely check it out if you're a fan of Neil Young.
It's Neil Young, you have to.
Yeah, I'm buying it. Just for me, because I don't know, and maybe some of those out there don't either. What does it mean when it's a half-speed remaster? This thing literally...
They mastered at half speed.
So, I mean, you're not playing this thing at 33?
No, you're playing it at 33, but just when they remaster it, it is to enhance the audio quality, so they say.
It's got better sound?
A lot of half-speed remasters do. I've heard half-speed remasters that do not. So it's up to your ears.
Okay.
Your ears are going to say what you like. It's take your favorite album.
Right.
No matter what they do to it, it might mess it up. It's not. There's something different. There's something that doesn't sound the same.
Right. We were just listening to was Basketball Diaries? The
Jim Carroll.
Jim Carroll.
Yeah, the Jim Carroll.
And that one was just remastered.
Just remastered.
Not a remix, not anything like that. And yet we put it on, and immediately something didn't sound right. Did you figure out what that was?
It was just the punch and the liveliness wasn't there. Now, I did go home and I did crank it. And it sounds awesome.
When you turn it up.
Yeah, but you definitely know it's remastered, and it takes away a little bit.
Yeah.
But only if you're married to a record.
Is that because of no, it's not the loudness wars where they turn it.
No, it's almost in a sense they glossed over the rawness.
Interesting.
Okay. Sometimes remastering can do that.
Yeah.
Which, hey man.
Right.
I have so many thoughts on this.
Unless you're Van Halen, because the Van Halen remasters are one of the greatest ones, in my opinion, ever done.
Those first 3 Madonna remasters were awesome.
Yeah.
Totally awesome.
And the Yes remasters.
The Kiss remasters were great. That first run of remasters
was that
they
like
did.
1995, 98? That was 98.
When did they come out?
Yeah,
was that long? 97, 98.
97, 98.
So they all sound...
Those sounded great.
Awesome.
Right.
So it's who's mastering it. Are they emotionally attached to the project? Are they doing it for a paycheck? I believe that all goes into it and has something to do with it.
Right.
Now, I know that Gene and Paul wouldn't let it go unless it was done right and up to their standards. So I'm really looking forward to listening to this.
Yeah, me too.
I love this album. So
at this point, though, in far as technology and remastering and things, I don't think there's much better than they can get from where they were in 1998 till now. That's just my opinion. I've heard a lot of the more recent remasters, not of Kiss comparison yet, but of other bands that did late 90, early 2000 remasters, and then near 20 years later they do it again, and I'm like, I'm not really hearing anything different in this. So and that's kind of where I'm getting with a lot of these, is a lot of these bands are now putting out these 40th
remastered.
It's
the 40th remastered.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So I don't know, 6 of one, half dozen of the other.
Right.
You decide. If you're a fan, it's interesting they chose this record. I think you go out, buy it, and let your ear decide.
Right, absolutely. I'm a huge Queen fan. I got to go home with. I like the book too. I'm
not
totally, buying it, for just that. It's like, oh, that's a pretty cool packaging there. So
better than a standard shitty digipack with a crappy collapsing spine. This is also available on vinyl, which will be as soon as UPS gets here. We'll have that also.
Why aren't you doing these kind of ebooks instead of these Digipack
Yeah.
ones. I
And
hate
what's the price difference?
$28.98, $21.98.
$21.98.
But I don't think that has to do with the packaging. It could be, but it is made in Germany.
Made in Germany, it's gotta be good.
Yeah, damn Germans. German logo on something and it's an import and make it in Germany and it costs more. I'm just kidding if you're German. My heritage is German, so.
And when your main writer is no longer a part of the band, I don't think the band should move on.
Yeah.
That's why I support Skid Row.
Yeah, right.
Fucking
the writers,
Rachel.
That's right. The writers are still there. The two guys.
Rachel and Scotty, man, they crank that stuff out.
I don't like it when it's just a bass player or just a drummer.
Especially if they weren't.
Unless they're the right. If it was,
their style is
Steve
important.
Harris of Iron Maiden could continue Iron Maiden because he is the primary writer and director of the band and all of that.
I wouldn't be overtly offended by that.
Right, but there are groups out there where the bass player is the main driving force in the group. And that's fine, that's cool, but that's pretty rare. Same thing, there are some driving places where the drummer is the driving force.
I feel that Rob was an integral part of Skid Row. I don't like Skid Row without Rob.
Yeah,
I think Rob was the drummer man. No, you're not messing with that guy. Yeah. He gave Skid Row that rock and roll swing.
Yeah,
I think
swagger.
He's what. Yeah, swagger. I think he made it soulful.
Right. The drums now are more kind of straightforward. Sort of. They fall to the background for me.
Yes, but the drums drove that band, and I feel that difference largely in anything Skid Row's done. I think I could have sat without Sebastian, with Rob there.
That's interesting.
Yeah, man.
You don't usually hear somebody say they're okay without the lead vocalist as long as the drummer's still there.
What did Sebastian really write?
Well, that's just it. He didn't. Great vocals, no slight to him, but he's not the writer. He's not the one putting it together, and you got the other guys doing it. And I have to say, the latest album is really good, top notch for me.
When I was bartending, anybody who played Nickelback, it got skipped. You lost your $1. It was known. If you put $1 in the jukebox, it's gone. And the best part was when everybody at the bar knew, and a Nickelback song came on, and some unsuspecting poor guy playing pool or woman playing pool got skipped. Hey, where'd my song go? The whole bar would just erupt. But then there was also the people who would mess with me.
Right. Oh, to just put it
on
off.
A busy night.
Right.
There's 100 people in my face, and all of a sudden Nickelback comes on.
Like 10 in a row or something.
Dude, I run to grab the remote to skip it. You're not getting your drink. You're waiting because we're skipping Nickelback. And then one person hops over the bar one time and hides the fucking remote. I jumped over the bar and unplugged the jukebox. It was a thing, and I.
Right.
There's no reason for it. I don't know why it's there, but it's the same reason that it's there in a lot of other people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I will say this, and we'll move on back to the
new releases. Straying.
Right. My thing was, I didn't have anything against it. It just felt like grunge light, and I was coming off of enjoying grunge and all of that. And when this came out,
it was fake music to me.
To me, yes, it didn't have the power. And
sounded
the punch.
Contrived.
Yeah,
fake.
Like they tried. Like the label went and forced this and said, "We're gonna, cookie cutter this," and that's what it sounded like to me.
But then it wasn't.
No,
really
it wasn't.
Not, right?
It's not. If you really listen to it, but for me, coming from grunge, it didn't work for me. I think there's a lot of other people that were coming up, younger kids that got into it fresh without being grunge fans, so to speak.
Because we were already by that point, we had our shit.
That's right, we had
and anything after our shit is somebody else's shit.
That's right.
And we don't want that. Right. That stuff smells bad. Our shit smells good.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. That's why I think that I never became Nickelback, Creed, and stuff like that either.
A few years later, we'd probably be loving this Nickelback.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So I mean, hey, that's right. That's us. It is. Now here's one that we couldn't really pronounce the name. Despesdicon.
All right, let's try this again. Despesdicon. Jim, you want to help us with this? Despesdicon? Any clue who that is?
No clue.
Jim's our resident metal guy.
Despise icon?
Oh,
Despise icon. Because there's a little mark in one of the letters.
Yes, it is. Oh, I can see it says right on the top. Despised icon on the plastic. Oh my God.
So tell me that little mark that we saw is the space between despised and icon.
You know there's a bunch of people cracking up on the other end right now because we just totally blew the pooch on this one.
Well, the new Despised Icon CD
That's
is
right.
out today.
It's out. That's right. Not whatever we were pronouncing. There's going to be other people that stopped before that are like, the Despoticon? I'm going to go look up this album.
Oh, man. All right.
All right.
I'm not knocking it. But it seems at that time, because we already had our musical prime, where the shit that didn't speak to us after that, this was in that category. So it's not a slight on them or the people that love them. It's just not our
thing. I mean, I never got into Korn. I never got into any of those.
See, Korn's first album I loved. It was still 94.
Yeah.
I don't know. This was just, it was also the guitar solo thing. This was the era of no guitar solo. So you're getting records, no guitar solo. I immediately fuck off.
Yeah.
See ya.
Right.
Nope. And then this was just,
My sister's a huge fan of Disturbed. She's 5 years younger than me, though. So I think that, and that's true for everything. I mean, there's generations that are before us that didn't get into this sort of stuff.
Yeah, the people that dog our music.
That's right. That grew up with the stuff in the 70s, the ones that grew up with the stuff in the 80s. And so
I hear regularly, fuck Pearl Jam. Yeah. And okay, cool, man, you're not into it.
Right.
And those are guys that are 5 years older than we are.
Right. Those are the guys that are into for me, Pearl Jam was our Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, I agree.
And, to day I die, I'm going to say that they are as good as Led Zeppelin.
Are we saying that Disturbed might be somebody's Led Zeppelin?
No, because I don't think they didn't change the face of music. Their albums didn't, explode and have the impact.
But they moved and touched a shit ton of people.
Absolutely.
How cool is that?
It's like Nirvana to me isn't complex enough and on the level of what I could compare to, say,
I understand. I totally get it.
But did they create a movement or lead a movement, and with the death of Kurt Cobain, so certainly
Rock died when he died, because then it paved the way for and the other nickel.
Yeah, I just feel like Pearl Jam, man, our Led Zeppelin. That's the way I've always referred to them, our Led Zeppelin.
Soundgarden,
yeah. So there you go. I think we hit everything.
That's all the new releases. Talked a lot of shit. Sorry.
No, sorry, not sorry.
Not any disrespect to you Nickelback fans and you Disturbed fans.
Oh,
if that music moves you, let it move you, and keep shoving it in our faces why it should move us.
Absolutely. There's lots of stuff that doesn't move me,
man.
And there's a lot of my stuff. I've been singing the praises of the new Jerry Only solo album, and you don't like it at all. And there's a lot of people that have no idea, can't understand why.
Have a good one, man.
Again, thank you.
Why I absolutely love that album so much. I mean, for me, it may be my album of the year. I love it that much. But I also get that there are tons of people that just don't get it. And when I say don't get it, it's
they don't get your feelings on it.
Don't get my feeling on it. Exactly. Yes. So we all have those artists that we absolutely love. Other people don't get into. And
there are artists that no matter what they put out there, we're gonna eat it.
Yeah, that's right.
Except for John Cougar's 2022 remix of Scarecrow.
Right. Hangman and so forth. Oh, I'm dropping stuff.
Who fell?
That's right. We
Decepticon.
I have to look at it again.
Despised Icon.
Despised Icon. That's just a tongue twister in and of itself. I can't do it. All right, everyone. Have a good one, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Man, we had so much shit.